to do with showing up. So this is part of Dinacarya, is showing up for the sunrise. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, were you able to make that slide of the Sanskrit?
No.
Okay, in the Sanskrit texts that talk about yoga, one of them is the Bhagavad Gita in chapter 6 particularly. There's a verse that talks about yukta, or regulation. So the verse goes like this: Yukta hara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapna vibodasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. So let me explain the Sanskrit in this. Yoga means yoga. Bhavati, those who do. Dukkha means misery. And ha means to kill or diminish. So dukkha means you get rid of something, you kill it. So what are we killing? And that is misery. And dukkha means to be out of balance. It means to be compressed into a small space. Our consciousness becomes contracted and we become filled with anxieties. So to overcome that, one of the very commonsensical practices mentioned here is that one should regulate one's sleeping. It means in Sanskrit, it means yukta chesta sakarmasa, yukta swapna. Swapna means to dream. So when you regulate that part of your life where you're going into the dream world and make it yukta, balanced, you go to bed at a reasonable time and you get up at a reasonable time and you try to regulate it, this gives great yogic power. It helps to overcome many of the obstacles in life. So this is something many people have started to realize and write about in the world. There's a book that became a very popular and best-selling book, something like Your Miracle Morning. And there are numerous articles online, but this concept has been around for a long time. Let's see the next slide. So this is an easy chart to understand. The line going upwards represents distraction, disattraction. So in yoga, there's a way in which we focus our mind on the most important things. And as Stephen Covey used to say, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And in yoga, the main thing is to be steady inwardly, to develop a sense of our higher self. So when we move about the world, we're not reacting, but we're actually integrated and our perception becomes more realistic. So distraction means we get pulled away from that vision. And so distraction versus time lapse after sunrise. The idea is written in the Ayurveda that before the sun rises, there's far less distraction. And so many of the distractions that we've become accustomed to start after the sun rises. The phone starts ringing and we have duties to do. People are up and moving about and anything can happen. There's combinations and permutations of distractions we can't even imagine. So if you designate some time before the sun comes up for your own practice, for self-improvement, at that time, you'll find that you get much more out of it, says the Ayurveda. So you can remember that you're getting special time for yourself. Let's see the next slide. So some of us are working from home now, I think. At least everyone I'm in contact with now practically, except for very few healthcare workers and so forth, are staying home. So one question that keeps coming up, several people have written in and they asked how to get regulated from home. And here are a few tips of working from home so that you can get the most out of it, starting with your Dinacarya, your home practice. First of all, I recommend that if you could try the 21-day spiritual fitness challenge and challenge yourself to get up before the sun. And even if it's for a little while, use that to develop a good habit or practice a skill that you've been meaning to practice. And even if it's for a short time, if you get up before the sun and then get on the internet and watch the 24-hour news cycle or something like that, you sort of are using up a good time, the prime time for something that isn't really healthy. It won't improve you. So try something like a motor skill you're trying to develop, or a brain skill, reading something that's content rich, that gives you a higher perspective. I recommend that before the sun comes up. And of course, in our fitness challenge, spiritual fitness challenge, there's also mantra meditation. All the ancient books on yoga and meditation say that before the sun comes up is the best time for meditation. And you'll notice that there's free nectar floating through the air at that time. You just have to pay attention, and you can take some of that into your heart and into your mind. It will sustain you throughout the day. Here are 5 tips for working at home so that you don't feel overwhelmed. So the first is a very practical tip, and actually when I'm traveling, I always carry this with me. I also use it at home. It's a very simple instrument. It's called a do not disturb sign. And I highly recommend this because when you get a do not disturb sign and you put it up, you'll notice an intentionality that comes into your mind right away, because you're blocking off the space. As much as it may keep away others for the time period that you need to be focused, it also helps the person who puts up the sign to think, yeah, this is my time now. I'm going to focus and concentrate. So you can put one up anywhere in your house where you need to be free from distraction. You could also put one on your mind. So if your mind brings up all kinds of urgent things, maybe you hang it here or something. So when your mind brings up all kinds of ideas, why don't you do something else right now? Just say, please don't disturb, at least for this time. So that's practical. And if you try it, you'll see right away that you're going to get some results. Second is really the topic of today, Dinacarya, is develop a morning routine, because once you develop it, especially over 21 days, it's going to give you some momentum. And the third one is to set ground rules for the people in your space. So if you let everybody know that you have a particular kind of routine that you've started doing Dinacarya, you're doing a daily routine every day, and you let them know when that is, then because they're aware of it, they'll start to help you out. The next is to schedule breaks. Schedule breaks, because amazingly, and I'm hearing this from many, many people working from home right now, and that is, they say, you know, Vaish, I'm working harder than I ever did before. I wish I did have a commute right now, because that was some space I had by myself. But now it's all packed in all day long. So schedule your breaks. Make sure that you take time for yourself in the day. And if you write it down and you make it visible that this is when I'm going to take my break, and you take the whole break, you'll come back stronger. This is part of being yukta, or balanced. And the fifth tip for working at home is to dedicate some space, some specific space for where you work, and also for where you do your spiritual practice. When you have a space, no matter how small it is, and you develop it for spiritual practice, you'll start to see that that place takes on a special significance in your mind and heart. And you'll be able to get a little shelter there when you go there and repair to that place every day for a little bit of spiritual work. And then in your workspace, you can sit down and concentrate, but designate it. Designate, this is my workspace, this is my spiritual space. That can help. Now, I heard from a CEO the other day who said that to stay regulated, he's getting up and putting on his suit and tie, and he sits down in his house, in his workspace, and he finds that he's taking it more seriously, because there's a signal that now I'm working when he gets dressed. So that was a bonus tip. So these are 5 tips that actually work that people are finding around the world right now, from working from home and staying out of the perpetual work mode, or also getting distracted. So if you are going to take some time each morning when you're not distracted, just think about it for a minute. Which habits would you like to develop, or what discipline or skill have you always wanted to take time for, but you didn't have time for? And if you write those down and you have a list, that can be really helpful. Okay. Let's see the next slide, JM.
Yeah, so there are a couple of questions on the Zoom chat.
Yes, please.
One of them is, how do you feel about people whose spaces are in the same room, both work and spiritual? How do you adjust that?
Well, the main adjustment when you're living with somebody else is to have a meeting of the minds, and to make sure that you're honoring each other's space. Because if you have somebody in the same space that you're in, and they're resenting what you're doing at the time, you can feel the vibration. But if you have an agreement that, okay, I'm working and I'm concentrated, and you're doing your spiritual practice, and we agree to that, then that can be very helpful. So if you're crowded into a small space, then compartmentalize by agreement. That can be helpful. What else, JM?
That was the only question which was about.
Well, if they have questions, where should they put them? On the chat?
Yes, they can put on the chat, or they can unmute themselves and come online and ask questions, or they can raise hands and we can.
All right, let's see if anybody has any reflections so far, or a question you want to deepen the conversation. All you have to do is just unmute yourself, and you can speak up, because we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, how are you? This is Layla. I was the one that posted that question about the same room for work and a spiritual.
Yeah.
And what I was kind of like trying to get to, it wasn't necessarily about like family members within the same house or whatnot. It's like, I'm in the room, right? The room where I am right now is where I have set up my work office in this time of crisis kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's also the same place where I have my meditation stuff, where I have my treadmill, and where I do yoga, and where I have my oils. So it's like a little bit of everything in the same thing. And it's how to train yourself to actually turn one section off and be mindful in the next. And I think that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. That's really helpful. Well, one thing is very practical. I know on airlines, they used to say when we were taking off, turn anything with an on-off switch, turn it off now when we're taking off. So it is very helpful, like in your workstation, if you turn off all your electronics before you start doing your yoga practice over in the other corner of the room, then you'll notice that they're not calling to you anymore. In fact, there's a sense of peace that you'll get. So that's one thing that you can do, is just make sure that you turn off anything that's going to call to you. And then also make a mental discipline that at least during this time, if you have some forethought and you say, I won't answer anything else, any urgent calls from my mind, I'm giving myself at least this amount of time. So plan ahead of time so that your mind doesn't butt in on your other kinds of practices. But it's very much doable. In fact, in my office here, I have a space in one side of the room for my spiritual practice, and here's my workstation and so forth. So I think it's very doable.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Vish, I actually had a question over here. It's Cameron in Toronto.
Yes, Cameron.
Question being, so I love the idea of getting up before the sun. But one thing I've been trying to prioritize is getting that proper 8 hours of sleep, and I've been finding it's been really beneficial. So how do I kind of get the 8 hours of sleep, also get up before the sun if most of my activities and stuff are, happen after work, from sort of 5:30 to 9 o'clock. So like, how do I kind of find that balance there?
Yeah, what a good question. And first of all, I want to say that universally, the hardest bodily activity to regulate is sleep. And everywhere I go, I find the same thing. It's there in the ancient literatures and even in the modern research about sleep. You can't mess around with it very much. You have to gradually modify it. But here's a commonsensical point, and that is that the best way to get enough sleep and to get up early before the sun is to go to bed earlier. And now sometimes people say, well, there's a lot of things happening at night. Well, take an inventory of what's happening. If you're unwinding, sometimes people take screen time at night, or there's, it may be just time that you can prune back, because every minute that you get of sleep before 10 o'clock is much more valuable than the sleep you get after. And according to the Ayurveda, when you should be sound asleep by 10 o'clock if possible, because there are ways in which the rhythms of the earth are actually synced up. Our body is synced up with those rhythms, and each aspect of our body, different organs get purified at different times of the night. And when we don't take rest early enough, then we can skip some of those cycles and feel depleted when we get up. So go to bed earlier to get up earlier. And you made a really good point about the importance of sleep. Sleep develops the immune system, and it helps develop, it's a time when we develop antibodies and that fight inflammation and infection and so forth. It also, in men, you don't get testosterone development unless you're sleeping enough and so forth. So unfortunately, it's not an easy fix, but if you look towards the evening and see if you can try going to bed earlier, that is really the only way to have the sustainable habit of getting up earlier. Cameron, I hope that helps.
That does actually. And would you say, like, before the sun, like what sort of what time in the morning is before the sun? Because I haven't been up before the sun as long as I can remember.
Okay, well, we'll get up with you if it'll help. But here's the thing: the Ayurveda says that divides the day, and I'm talking about these cycles of the earth, for optimum health and for meditation and developing good habits. If you're there an hour and 40 minutes before the sun comes up, that's one muhurta, or a division of time in the Ayurveda. That's the most ideal time. But if you're not used to it, then just try to get up at least 5 or 10 minutes before the sun. And listen, just go online and look and see when's the sun rising and write it down on a Post-it, because it's just the conscious awareness of when the sun's getting up or when the sun's going to come up, and then shooting for that. Even if you miss it, if you start to become aware that this is an important demarcation in my day, then you can start trending towards that. But do it gradually. Don't try to push it all at once, because your body will just snap back and go the other way.
Thanks very much. That's very helpful, Vish. I appreciate it.
Sure, you're welcome. Good luck with that.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, and if anybody, I get up early every day. It's been part of my practice since I joined the monastery in 1973. So I'm used to it, but if anybody wants to join in with me and get some special support, we can do it together. You can text me or something like that and say, I'm up, and I'll be there for you. Okay.
Hi, this is Gary from San Francisco.
Hey, Gary.
Hey. I have a question about, I like the idea of waking up before the sun and then meditating.
Yes.
But I'm not a morning person, and my head is still very foggy for at least an hour. I'm not sure if I could just wake up and then start meditating. Any ideas on that, or how do you slowly move into meditation and wake up?
Sure. Yeah, well, Ayurveda talks about waking up with an affirmation. That's the first thing. Second thing is to make your bed, believe it or not. In fact, there's a U.S. Marine general who wrote a book, and one of his, I think it's about, the title is something about make your bed. And there's just something, when you put your space in order when you get up, it starts to refocus your brain. This is called sattva gun. There are 3 modalities mentioned in in the yoga literatures that rule our lives. The highest of them gives clarity and illumination. It's called sattva, sometimes translated as goodness. And so when you're really careful when you get up to order your environment, so one of the first things you do is make your bed. And then the next thing they recommend, and I'm going to show this in another session on spiritual fitness that has more to do with the body. There are a few hygiene practices in Ayurveda. One of them is called tongue scraping. I just verified that I can still order those online. They're copper tongue scrapers. Some of you may have seen them. They're very popular in India. They've been around for centuries. There's a lot that, sorry for the graphic detail here, but it comes up out of your stomach and coats your tongue in the morning. And the first thing you can do in Ayurveda is do a tongue scraper. And then the next thing is to drink some warm water and drink a lot of it. And you'll find that when you get up, you do an affirmation as you're waking up, you make your bed, then you scrape your tongue, obviously evacuate when you need to, and then drink warm water. Then it starts to clear out all those channels and it'll make you more ready to do your meditation. Those are practical things, and the body-mind connection is very important. So those are a few tips.
Great, thank you.
Sure, sure.
Hi, this is Marcy from Portland.
Hey, Marcy.
Hey, I had almost a similar question. So I really enjoy stretching quite a bit. And I've often wondered when I wake up, is it better to stretch first and then meditate, or just go right into meditation after this, the process you have here?
Yeah, good question, Marcy. Thank you. Well, first thing is, always be careful about stretching early in the morning because your muscles need to be a little warmed up. You need some blood flow going through before you stretch, or you can pull a muscle really easily. So, move around and do something that gets your blood going. It is a good idea to stretch before you meditate. And the reason is, actually, historically, asanas, the way people call asanas nowadays, it's actually pronounced asanas, but these are a place where you sit down to be more focused. And the various asanas, like you'll find in Iyengar yoga and other types of yoga, they're actually meant to make the body limber enough so that you can sit and meditate. That's the purpose of asanas. If you read in the Yoga Sutra, they're not ends unto themselves. They're actually a means to get to the point where you can sit comfortably without squirming, for at least for a little while. So if you do a few trusted asanas and then you sit down to meditate, it can be very helpful.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure.
So we do have another question on chat. This is from Laura.
Okay, yeah, Laura.
Yeah, so I'm a musician and my best work is 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. This is a proper rehearsal window, a performance window and time when I have no psychic distractions. When I'm creating, is getting up before the sun and taking up a nap later an option? What is ideal for a mindful nap?
Yes, that could be an option. If you take a little bit advantage of that time called Brahma Muhurta, an hour and 40 minutes before the sun, when you can do your practice and take a nap later, then that could be very helpful. And you can go online and look. There are charts that tell about length of naps. I mean, sleep is a real science, but there's some nap periods that are better than others. I worked mine out to a 20-minute nap in the afternoon. It's not long enough to get into a really groggy mode, but it's enough to turn the brain off and then come back up. But when you have a profession that takes you into the wee hours of the night, you just have to improvise. But I do recommend touching that Brahma Muhurta whenever you can. It's a good idea.
We have one more idea to start a Wake Up Before Sunrise group so that we can alert each other when we open up and motivate each other.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
JM's the man to do all that stuff.
Sure.
So he'll figure it out and make sure that we can have a group that can do that. We may be in different time zones, so we'll have to be gentle with those who are on an earlier time zone. But I think that's a really nice way to develop this kind of intentionality and so forth. It's a great idea. Thank you, whoever suggested that.
It was I ran.
Who was it?
It was Hai Ran Chu. So,
Oh, thank you. Okay. Let's make a couple more points, JM, so we can get to the end and we'll take some more questions after.
yeah. Yeah.
So see the world from a higher perspective. This is really important because we don't see the world the way it is. We see the world the way we are. Practically, that's cliche, but think about it. Actually, when we have a higher perspective, we're picking up from the world what we need to. When we're very centered and we move about the world, we're able to distinguish reality from illusion and not become overreactive in situations that are can be dealt with in a much calmer and peaceful way. So the practice in the morning is very helpful for doing this. One of the practices that you can try when you start off early in the morning, in that time when you wake up, is just to revisit your purpose. Because we're not the same person in the morning that we were at night. When we go to sleep, we go to far-flung places, and then we wake up sort of spun around and going in a different direction than we might have been the night before. So if you take just a few minutes to refocus your purpose, and a tip that I learned long ago was to get a pad of paper, a blank pad, like a legal pad, and a pen. It really helps if you write it by hand. And just sit down and say, what is my major purpose for the day? And also you might say, what's the purpose of my life? That's a much higher perspective. And I dare say, if I stand on Mission Street and I just approach people and say, excuse me, what is your main purpose in life? Most people will be a little bit hard pressed to say, this is my purpose. But it's an amazing exercise. Since we're human beings, we can decide at any time what my purpose is. We can also repurpose. If you take a little time early in the morning to write down what your purpose is, it'll help to focus your energy for the day in an amazing way. In fact, in the 21-day Spiritual Fitness Challenge, we have a section where you can check off what your main purpose is or purpose is for the day. Next slide. So we talked about this, and we can go to the next one. Yes, mantra meditation. So first of all, I want to introduce a concept to you that many of you may not have heard before, but this is, it goes back into antiquity in India. I mean, thousands of years. There's a period during the year called Chaturmasya. Chatur means 4 and Masya means month. So there's a rainy season in India that is, in ancient times, it was impossible to travel at that time. You had to be on lockdown, actually, because it rained so hard. The infrastructure was not so robust. The roads were not what they are nowadays, and probably a lot safer. And actually, students and yogis during this Chaturmasya time, they would lock themselves down because it's very hard to move about. And there are many literatures that were developed over that time of the kinds of regulations or Dinacarya, the daily routines that people would take up during those times to stay really focused. So right now, we're sort of in a similar situation. It's kind of like a Chaturmasya. And if we look at it like that, now here's an opportunity to reset and improve myself. So the idea with Chaturmasya is you take time to really take a day at a time to improve yourself. So when you come out of the 4 months, you're better than you were before. So one suggestion is don't just tolerate this time and think, when's it going to be over? But be a little patient and try to stay in the moment of your discipline during these, whatever they are, weeks, months, who can say. But think of it as Chaturmasya, 4 months of actual spiritual practice, and you'll feel like ancient yogis. A couple more tips. Yes.
No, I just wanted to say we do have another 10 minutes to go. Do you want to quickly bring up the spiritual fitness tracker and see how people have started using
Okay.
that.
All right.
After once you're finished with your tips, we can go through them.
Yes. No, go ahead first because I'll burn that time right up.
Okay, so let me share my screen and go through that.
So this is, yeah, there you go.
So this is the spiritual fitness challenge URL as well as a QR code if you want to quickly just scan and go there, where there are two ways to track your progress. One is an online form which you can use your mobile device and submit it and keep track on a daily basis. Another is a form which can be used and printed. So and then you can keep track them manually as well. So I'll go through that and quickly show you how to keep track of it as well. I'll use my phone device so that you get an idea how it can be done through phone. So I'm trying to share my phone, should be coming up. Let me know if you can see the screen.
Yep, we can
Yeah.
see it.
So this is the spiritual fitness. You can go to the website under next steps, spiritual fitness challenge link you can see. Once you click on it, this page will come up. And there you can read about the program itself, and just bottom for each of the body, mind, and sleep aspects, the various activities that you can do and what those activities mean is described. There's also a summary sheet available for those who are interested to share their progress online. There is a checkbox that they check, and if they've checked it, then this summary comes up and their scores are published. So I'll go through the tracker itself. So submit progress online. When you click on it, you can see the tracker. You can enter email, name, and this is the check I was saying, whether you want to share it online or you want to keep it private. So you can use that. And for body, then you can select any activity that you perform. You can check it and keep track of it. Same with mind and spirit. There is also a gratitude journal. So you can, on a daily basis, you can record whatever you're thankful for. And also you can choose whether to share this gratitude journal with others or you want to keep it private, and then submit it. Once you submit, you'll receive an email containing what options you've selected, as well as a link to edit your submission that you've done. And that's the link you'll use to modify and keep updating on a daily basis. So I just want to quickly go through that. Any questions on how to access this or how to update it, etc.? No? Okay. So I just wanted to quickly go through these self-assessments. So these 4 people have chosen to share their scores. Diane, Kirtania, of course, myself and Vaish. And the score split between body, mind, and spirit, and a total score is computed. Mind and body have 1 point each, and then the spiritual activities, of course, have higher points. And I just wanted to share one realization I had this week when I was trying to follow this tracker, or maybe 2. One was that there is an activity called wake up to an affirmation. So my affirmation throughout the week was, I want to be present in the moment today. So that's what I wanted to do. And that helped me a lot. When I was chanting, that affirmation will come back because I made a promise to myself. It will come back, making me help to refocus. So that was very helpful. Second, also, I think it's just alert maybe to all Californians. The second item also is that because I chose to share with others how I'm progressing, it helps a lot in helping your willpower or giving that extra 1 ounce of energy to help you continue with your practice, just in case you're just feeling maybe I can't do this today. It just helps you a bit more to give that one extra ounce of energy to make sure you finish whatever practices you've done, because you have to go back and share with others, look, I actually kept my promise of doing this activity on a daily basis. So I just wanted to share those two.
Jennifer would like to see the QR code again, please.
Yes, I'm just going there. So let me know if you can see that again on the screen.
And at first I thought that alert said that everyone should do the 21-day spiritual fitness challenge.
Yeah, it was not planned, but I'm glad it happened.
I do have a
There's the
question.
QR code.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Marcy?
Yeah, so this is Marcy. I am on the website, but when I try to click spiritual fitness, it won't let me access it. Do I have to register or create an account first?
No, maybe you can share your screen if you can. I can show it to you.
I gotta find the webinar again. Hold on.
Put it in the chat box if you want access from the chat box. I can quickly put it in the chat box.
Kind of up here. Let me see. That's not it. That's not it. Hold on.
Yeah, so I'm just
It suddenly became a very, very small box on my screen. And I'm trying to get it to get bigger again.
okay.
Let me
So
see.
I'm putting the in chat box for everyone. It's only says panelists. Just a second.
Hold on. I'm going to minimize some things and see if I can get back to it.
Sure. So I just posted that on a chat box if you want to click that link and access it. And in case you're still,
Okay. I'm back.
and we're able to see that page.
Now I'm looking at participants. I'm needing to get back to.
Okay.
I apologize because I'm just trying to look. There we go. Okay. I'm on speaker view now. I can see you. I can see your picture. Gallery view shows me everybody.
So if you click on chat, can you see the chat in the bottom?
I don't see a chat on the bottom. Hold on. Maximize it. Speaker view.
Oh,
I don't. Somehow I've messed up my view. I apologize. I'm just not able to get.
Oh, don't worry about it.
That's okay. So we will send you a link through email, like after the call.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for trying to get on there, Marcy.
Yeah,
And,
sure.
JM will make sure that you find it so you can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. JM?
Yeah, there was one more thing, was just the wisdom videos. If you want to just briefly touch upon them that we have on the website.
Sure. A couple of recent videos, and one of them relates to a tip for being a little more centered at home. It's the one called Breaking News. We're not going to watch it now, obviously, but you can check it out. But it just recommends, my recommendation is wait for news. Be a little patient. Wait till it comes to you. Don't attack it. Because there's when there's things changing all the time, and you look at them constantly throughout the day, it can just distract you. And distraction is torture, actually. Focus is nectar, distraction is torture. So wait for the news to come to you. You're already doing what you have to do, or if you are doing what you have to do, and you've already seen more than 12 how to wash your hand videos, then you don't probably need another one. You can just wait for it to come to you, and you'll notice if you leave a longer gap between yourself and when you check the news, you'll be better off, and you're going to get more time. So I recommend this video. Just make the point. And the other one, we're officially over now because this goes till 40 past, and we're at 44, I believe. But if you want to watch about meditation, mantra meditation. There's an introductory video that is there also on the Facebook, and that is featured here. There'll be another video coming out soon that gives you more instruction. And listen to this. Christine said, I tried the link, but it does not work, but I got onto vaisheshikadas.com. Click on the 3 bars on the right top corner. Click the plus sign next to next step. Okay, it's all there in the chat box. Thank you very much, Christine. So, yes.
Would it be possible to get the recording of this presentation? I'd love to send it to my father.
JM?
Yes, of course.
Sure. So you'll put it up on the website, or you'll send it to?
Yeah, I'll send it to all the attendees through the respective team leads, as well as we'll put it on Facebook and YouTube channels as well for you to take a look.
Okay. And just a final plug before we enter into our optional mantra meditation session. And that is that I do recommend this spiritual fitness practice, because for the things, if there are things that count in your life, learn to count them. If you count the things that are important, you'll notice that you get traction right away. And we started this spiritual fitness challenge, and then I started taking it myself. And it's amazing how effective it is. They're simple practices, but you'll find that when you line them all up and just having that little box to click off, it gives so much satisfaction that, wow, I did something progressive today. And one little step every day, it starts to develop this kind of spiritual inner integrity that I did the right thing. And as you develop that, you'll notice that you develop your immunity towards fear and all kinds of machinations in the mind about what's might happen, what's going to happen, and so forth. Be self-contained. This will, it actually does help, I can guarantee you. Okay, thank you for all your help, JM. He's not going anywhere, and neither am I, but I know all of you have things to do and people to meet and so forth. So the rest of the presentation, or our conversation together rather, is mantra meditation. And it's completely optional. You can feel free if you drop off, we won't mind at all. So with that, for everyone who's staying, man means mind and tra means to deliver. And the ultimate object of yoga, according to the Yoga Sutra, is to control the mind. The mind is the clearinghouse for all the information that's coming in all the time into our mental system. We, as living beings, and the we, as defined in the wisdom literatures, is called Atma, the spiritual self. We're the one who animates the body. And there's a difference between me, the Atma, and the body. And there's also a difference between me, the life that's in the body, and my life situation. My life situation is like a movie, and it's being projected on the screen of the mind. So there are a couple concepts in yoga. One is, I mentioned earlier, dukkha and sukha. So du means poor or contracted or bad, and su means expanded or joyful. And so one of the benefits of meditation is that we expand the space in which our consciousness resides. That's called the chitta. According to the Yoga Sutra and Bhagavad Gita, we, the Atma, are encased in a body, as I just said, that's not just a gross body. And if you break down all the elements in this current body that you have, see my body, if you can condense out, take out all the water and you put it in one little package, you've got $2.42 worth of ingredients. But we're more than that. And then there's the mind and the buddhi, or the intelligence. And these are the subtle material body. They're also not spiritual. They're like software that run this, the rest of the mechanics of this machine. But the Atma is the conscious self. So one of the first steps in mantra meditation is being able to create a bigger space in the chitta, or the consciousness, expanding it. And when you get expansive mind space, like people say, are you in a good space? This means sukha, or happiness. And this can be done by meditation. When you do it regularly, you'll start to see that you're not so compressed. You're not dukkha, or in a bad space. And an example is, if you put an active fish in a very, very small bowl, the fish is going to move around and throw water out of the bowl and so forth. If you put a fish in a huge pond, then no matter how much it moves around, it's not going to have an effect. So the bigger our consciousness, the more our chitta expands, the less the various inputs called vrittis that are coming in through our senses are going to be compressed. And we'll feel it right away, the happiness that comes from that. So the main means for doing this is introspection, meditation. And according to the wisdom literatures, the most recommended process for meditation, especially in the period of we're in right now, called Kali Yuga. It's a very technologically oriented period where there's a lot of extra distractions, is mantra meditation. It gives an extra edge, because the mantra allows us to engage some of our senses, like our tongue, and also our fingers, if we're counting the mantras while we're doing them, and then our ears and listening. So the object of mantra meditation is to simply repeat the mantra and listen to the sound. And then when the mind moves away, which it will, even sometimes hundreds of times a minute, it will go somewhere else, like off to the store, and or off to Rancho Cucamonga, or wherever it goes. It just runs off. And then you just have to bring it back consciously, keep bringing it back, and realize that the mind has a nature which is called chanchala, which means that it's restless. However, if you practice this a little bit every day, you'll start to notice that you become like a mind whisperer, and you begin to train the mind, and it becomes more and more useful to you. So therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that the mind can be one's best friend or one's worst enemy. So it's at its worst when it's untrained, and it just comes up with stuff all the time and says, here, how about this? Why don't you try that? And unless we're practiced at developing a way to rise above the mind and see that whatever it offers us, we don't have to accept. We can make the choice ourselves about what's good and what's not. Then we become overcome by the mind. So the mantra, which we'll project on the screen here, it comes from the Kali Santarana Upanishad. Upanishads are ancient literatures. They go back tens of thousands of years. They're kind of a summary of the Vedas. The oldest Vedas, like the Rig Veda, are said, even in modern history, are said to be at least 5,000 years old. And so the Upanishads are the part of the Vedas that where one starts to look for a higher solution in life. And the very word in Sanskrit, Upanishad, shat means to sit, and upa means to be closer. So the idea is in the Upanishads, like, I've had enough of the external world. I've seen what there is. I've interacted with it so much. Now let me sit a little closer and hear about how to go inwardly and discover the treasures that are already there within my own self. And so here's the way to penetrate and actually become aware of that higher self. So this mantra has 16 words and 32 syllables. And it's first starts with Hare, and that's how you pronounce that, H-A-R-E. And it comes, it's derived from the word hara, which means like the nurturing energy of this world. Like you'll notice in Mother Nature, the nature of this world is it's healing. And there's a way in which everything gets balanced ultimately. And that energy is sustaining us. So Hare is like the mother. And then Krishna means the source of all energy, like our original divine source. And this is the description in the ancient Vedas. It says, Janmadyasayataha. that from which everything else emanates. So we all have a common source. We're all connected to a root cause of everything, and that's Krishna. And then Rama means the highest pleasure. And in the ancient Vedas, it is said, Anandamayo Bhyasat, that actually, what is the purpose of life? It's to enjoy happiness. So, living entities just want to have fun. We want to enjoy. So where does real enjoyment come from? The source of that is Rama, or spiritual energy. So the three words are inherently spiritual, and when you put them into this order as they've come from the Upanishads, it's like a formula that you put together, and it has its effect. So now, to practice this, if you prepare yourself for this by sitting down in some place, you can sit in a chair or on the ground. If you can sit cross-legged, it doesn't matter. Either way, where you can be peaceful. And at some points, you can also pace when you chant the mantra, but it's nice to start by sitting so you can see how active your mind is. Because oftentimes when you sit down and you start to say the mantra, the mind will say, let's go somewhere else. And then you can start to think, who said that? I decided to sit down, and you want to go somewhere else now. So this is when you start to become more aware of your mind. So the next thing is to sit up a little bit straighter before you start to chant, because as I just saw some of you, you sat up and suddenly there's a surge of energy in your body, and you come more to attention. And then the next point in mantra meditation is to count how many mantras you're chanting. And if you do it regularly every day, you'll notice that you start to make progress. This is called Sankhya Purvaka, or numerical strength. You'll get strength from doing the mantra. So there are several ways to count. One way is to get some counter beads, like, I don't know where you'd get them now on lockdown, but we can source it out for you. This is a string of beads I've had for decades, and there's 108 beads on this. On each one, I chant one mantra, and then you go around on the beads. At other corporate presentations, we've handed out a smaller string with 27 on it. And then there's an age-old way that you can chant on your hands, and I'll just show it really quickly. So if you take your thumb and you place it on the middle section of your ring finger, this is 1. You can try this. Then move it down to the bottom of the ring finger, say 2. That's right, good. Then bottom of the little finger, say 3. Middle of the little finger, say 4. Say it verbally, and then it'll help. Then the top of your little finger, say 5. Top of your ring finger, say 6. Top of your middle finger, say 7. Top of index finger, say 8. Top of your index finger, say 9. And the bottom little section here of your index finger, say 10. So let's do it all together and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you counted multiples of 10, you can obviously, on your other hand, keep track of those, and you could easily go to 100 mantras on your hand and keep good score of what you're doing. There are other ways to count. Here's a little hand counter, and it keeps up into the thousands. So throughout the day, or when you're doing your meditation, you can count on here and make sure that you keep track of your mantras. Sankhya Purvaka, numerical strength.
There was
yes, please.
There was one question in the chat. If we start the meditation, will we remain on mute? So yes, yeah,
it's a good idea, because there's a sort of, we get out of sync when we unmute it. So all chant, and you can just on your own, behind the mute, you can follow the chanting that I'm doing, and then I'll stop at a certain time, and then we can review how it went, okay? And here's one of the really important tips for mantra meditation. and it sounds too simple. You're welcome. You're welcome, Josh. Be aware that you're chanting. Now that may sound too simple to be an important point, but it's very important. There's ways in which we do things throughout the day, and we're thinking of something else while we're doing one thing, we're thinking of another. So while you're chanting, just be aware that you're chanting. You don't have to do more than that, because that puts you in the present moment. And whenever your mind goes somewhere else, just say, now I'm aware that I'm chanting. I'm aware that I'm chanting, and listen to the sound. You don't have to imagine anything or do anything special except for that, okay? So we're going to start off, and I'll start the chanting, and then you can pick it up and just follow me and listen to the mantra and be aware that you're chanting. And I'll stop after I get to about 30 mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, if you just sit for about 20 seconds and feel that the vibration is still with you. And it's like on your computer when you run an antivirus software, it starts to fix up those algorithms that were thrown off somehow in your computer. And in the same way, when you do your mantra meditation, especially when you start your day, pick a number and stick to it, you'll start to notice that it has an uncanny way of giving you higher insight, a sense of perspective that helps you to be less reactive to the world and so forth. And it's an ancient practice that great yogis have done for many years and still do all over the world. So now let's just check and see if there's any reflections from what you just did or any questions. Love to hear any experience. Did your mind run off to Rancho Cucamonga? And did you patiently bring it back? Were you aware that you were chanting when you were doing it? Or any other reactions? Just all you have to do is unmute yourself at the bottom left-hand corner. And remember, sharing means caring.
I think it's really relaxing.
Hey, Matthew, you found it relaxing, huh?
Yes.
And what was your experience with the mind? Did you notice that it ran off and that you had to bring it back ever?
Not really. I thought that doing the chant, it kind of kept your mind focused.
Nice. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it.
Hi, this is Hetal.
Hey, Hetal.
Hi. Yeah, so meditation is really hard for me. My mind really wanders off. But doing this mantra, I don't think there was a moment where my mind ran off. I was too focused on chanting and counting.
Yes. There's a difference because you're engaging some of your senses, and also the mantra has its own power that helps to uplift you. That's why the word mantra. So you can think of the R in tra like a little hook. It's like your mind's like a fish, and it's not that I advocate fishing or anything, but a fish goes swimming by and it gets caught on the hook. So the mantra's like that, and it will, you can keep running that little hook by your mind. The mantra keeps running by the mind, and finally the mind will get hooked on it. And when you find that you take the mantra and you put it in your mind, and then you put your mind into the mantra, and it becomes solidified, then you'll start to experience that, wow, there's something to this practice. So thank you for sharing that, Hetal.
What about breathing? I mean, that's what, I wasn't too focused on my breathing, but I think sometime in meditation, they say that do deep breathing and, so.
Yes. So one thing is, before I start my mantra meditation, I usually take a few natural but kind of very conscious breaths. And then you'll find that every 2 mantras, like you can generally say 2 mantras, and then you can take an inhalation. And when you get good at it, you can also say the 3rd mantra when you're inhaling. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. You're saying it sort of under your breath when you do the 3rd, or you can just pause between every 2 and take another breath, and that will regulate your breathing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What else?
Hi, this is Gary. I was wondering, how is this different from Om chanting?
It's very similar. These mantras are, Om is another spiritual mantra. So Om is the 1-syllable mantra. It's said to be the gateway mantra. It's like a omnibus mantra. It contains this very powerful kind of opening into spiritual knowledge and into the energies, the spiritual energies. And the Maha Mantra, it's got some more specificity to it. So it's got a little more attractiveness to the mind. The Om Mantra, it calls to a slightly lower chakra than the Hare Krishna mantra or the Mahavajra. And you can experiment with both of them and you'll see the difference. But both of them are very honored mantras, and both of them come from the same literatures, from the ancient Vedic literatures. So Om is definitely a powerful mantra.
Thank you. Yeah, I listen to that in the background when I'm working. It really helps me.
There you go. That's a good idea. Actually, it creates these mantras. If you play them in the background when you're working or doing anything else, you'll notice that, as you're pointing out, that there's you get into a little bubble, a protective bubble, then you even forget that it's even there. So nice point, Gary. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
great.
an Om chanting at 432 hertz.
Everything available on
It's
Spotify.
great.
Thank you. So anybody, one last reflection?
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hey, good to see you.
Likewise. Thank you. I absolutely appreciated it. I felt the good vibes afterwards. I appreciated the way you said to keep remembering that you are doing the mantra, to stay in it. There were a couple times where I just kind of missed the dynamic of when we are in the same room together as a group. But I tried to let that cloud pass, and just remind myself of how grateful I am that we are doing it, and think of when things are back to normal and we can be in a room, how extra sweet that'll be.
I like your point. I like how we're in a different situation. It's not what it was before, but now when we're able to actually take advantage of what we have now, we'll even be more appreciative when we get back to the other. There is so much to be said for personal contact, isn't it? Because a couple times I was thinking, well, why don't we all just work from home all the time? And I was realizing, people like people, we get a lot out of it. Otherwise, with musicians, why not just listen to the record? Why get a front row seat? Why is it better up front? Because there's a dimension that you miss, and it's true. But if you take this Chaturmasya idea, this 4 months of the rainy season, when it's like time to go in, and it's very austere, actually, to be by ourselves like this, but there's a benefit to it if you drill down into it. When you walk away, you're not going to be the same person you were. It's just really taking advantage of this time right now to make refinements, self-improvements, and then we'll be able to come back even stronger than before with a powerful perspective that I'm self-sufficient. I can be satisfied wherever I am. See, this is the most important point because if we have that, it doesn't matter what our environment is. And this is something that comes out in the Bhakti scriptures. Like the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a famous verse that says, Narayana paraksarvena kutaschana bhibyati swarga pavarga narakeshu api tulyarta darshana. So tulya means equal. So a person who develops his or her consciousness in the way that we're talking about now through the 21 Days Spiritual Fitness Challenge, they start to become equal no matter what the environment is. There can be more severe environment, it can be a heavenly environment, but the person is deriving their happiness and their perspective from within. So they're not so dependent or they're not being manipulated by the external environment. So I like the way you're thinking and practicing. It's really powerful. And it's great to see you.
Likewise, thank
you. A little solace to see old friends. Great. Well, thank you very much, everybody. And thanks to all the leaders who helped to set up this call, and especially thanks to JM, who works tirelessly. I don't know how he gets it all done, but I really appreciate everything you're doing, JM. And we'll, as long as we can, we'll keep coming to you. And please do sign on to the Spiritual Fitness Challenge, because the more of us are on there, and that will give us a really interesting topic to talk about how it's going. And don't worry about doing it partially. Even if you do it and it doesn't, you can only do it a tiny bit. That's good information to have too. Okay. So remember to always stay engaged in selfless service as much as possible. And where attention goes, energy flows. And always keep the transcendental vibration going. And thank you very, very much. Have a great day. We'll
Thanks
see you
for
all soon.